Aloha, mahalo. Welcome to OKO Knife Counter number 2. So we have our knife attack from 12 o'clock straight in front of us, still in our green zone in our peripheral view. We have an ice pick grip on a knife coming from overhead. Once again, a knife in ice pick grip overhead. So what we need to do is get off the line of the attack first. So, grab my handy dandy stick. When I get the God's greatest creations given to martial arts instructors ever. Once again, my left foot slightly forward, what we call pre-position number 2. I'm going to step to the corner of the triangle in front of me and get my body mostly off of the line. As I do that, I'm going to intercept his arm. So in other words, as this arm's coming down, I don't want it to reach its apex. Once it reaches here, it's at the fastest it will go in its descent. I need to stop it before it gets to maximum apogee, maximum speed. So I need to step in and to stop the speed. So I am going to do that once again by using a double tap. Except for this time, I'm going to show the outside of my arms. Why is that? Because if, for some reason, this person is very skilled with a weapon, he can deviate his attack from just being straight down to striking on line 3, or down and then coming back up, reversing his motion, or coming across line 4. So I don't know the level of skill of my opponent. I don't know if he's FMA. I don't know if he's a street knife fighter or whether he's had some training. I'm not going to give him the benefit of the doubt. So before he gets to apogee, or before he changes the direction of his weapon, I am going to intercept it. So as I step forward with my left, I'm going to step in with the outside of my arms. Double tap. Think of the dolphin tail slapping the water. I'm going to slap the water at his wrist and at his shoulder, stopping his forward momentum. Once again, together, step and slap. My left hand is going to now control the meat of his hand, controlling the weapon. As we talked about in knife counter number 1. I'm going to grab the meat to restrict the motion in his hand. Once again, get off the line, slap, grab. Now with the left hand here, preventing his secondary hand, I'm going to do what's called a pass-through. I'm going to bring his down up, rotating his arm, and putting him in a negative body posture. Once again, if I've got the knife, I get stopped here. Now, the pass-through occurs, my hand comes here. Notice what that did to my body posture. My shoulder went from facing 12 to now it's being up and rotated to pointing towards 1030. My height and my width and my depth is being challenged at the same time. Then at this point, we're going to strip the weapon and then continue. So once again, step to the corner, stop the momentum. I'm going to rotate my hands after I slap to opposites. The thumbs are pointing in a different direction. Much like we played as kids looking through a camera, we're going to look through a camera with our opponent's arm. If I grab the stick, we're going to create a canoe oar. Here's his arms. I have double slapped. I now control with the left hand. I'm going to hook and I'm going to continue to grab. I'm going to pull with this right side and push with the left, bringing him into me. If this is his body, I now want to knee him to soften him up. I'm going to borrow his balance. I can put quite a bit of weight on him. Pull him into the knee and step back. I'm going to knee, step back. Now I can, with this anchor, bring his arm and the weapon across. Here's the weapon and his arm. He's like this. I'm now going to strip the weapon, keeping his arm like this, keeping his height, width, and depth checked, and then strike and then cover out. Once again, from a little bit closer direction, here's the attacking arm. I'm going to step in with the left and double tap. I'm going to control the wrist, and I'm going to hook. I'm going to push pull as I need, borrowing balance. When I step back, I'm going to rotate that arm and the weapon, controlling the hand, strip the weapon, and retaliate. Now, depending on how we grab the weapon in the hand will determine whether we adopt an ice pick grip or whether we grab and it becomes a regular blade forward forehand grip. Either way, we can strike across lines. 3 and 4, or across line 2, or bulk them. Once again, walking through this, before we talk about concepts and principles, here comes the weapon, step across. Use the dolphin tail. Control, hook, push pull to the knee. After I step down, bring his arm across, strip the weapon, and strike. Cross, and cover out. Stay tuned as we talk about the concepts and principles in OKO Knife Counter number 2. As we talk about OKO Knife Counter number 2, and the concepts and principles that are in them, just as in OKO Knife Counter number 1, as we talk about deviate, deflect, control, disarm. What the arm is coming in this direction. I'm going to deviate it by double tapping and using the flippers. I'm going to control the weapon. Here's the weapon. I'm going to control the weapon by contouring my hand over their palm as I have his arm here. Now I've deviated and deflected the line, controlled the weapon, then I go to the pass-through. Now I can strip the weapon or disarm the weapon and then continue. Once again, in OKO Knife Counter number 2, we have a combination of deviate, deflect, control, and disarm mixed with a pass-through. Pass-throughs you're going to see in Filipino martial arts and other Asian martial arts such as Silat, and we borrow it. An old instructor and others have said, look for what you can use and discard what you can't. So we look and see and we adopt these things and put them into our arts, no matter the name or where it comes from. Once again, now we kind of break a rule. And we had learned a rule with our previous punch counters and knife counters and grab counters about in a kick, it's up, out, back, and down. With the knee, it's a little bit different. It breaks the rule. A knee is just up, down. We're going to do just up and down, but I'm going to choose where to step with the down. I want to create distance. So as I knee, I'm going to knee back and allow room and space for the pass-through. Once again, we also have borrowed balance. That as I use the flippers and I hook, now I can put quite a bit of weight on that shoulder to borrow balance for that knee. Also, I'm pulling him into the knee. We talk about this concept of, if you've ever been in a car accident, let's say you have two cars coming in together at 30 miles an hour. Once they collide, now you have a 70-mile-an-hour crash. Let's say my knee is going at 30 miles an hour, and with the push and pull, now my opponent is coming at 30 miles an hour. Now we have a 60-mile-an-hour crash. And then we talked about the push and the pull, rowing the canoe. And we've been now introduced to the pass-through, allowing us to disarm the opponent because we have rotated the arm in such a way as we can strip from the thumb. One of the things is we notice about anatomy. I've got the ice pick grip here. As I rotate the arm, I can actually press against the flat edge of the weapon and press against the thumb, and the thumb is the gate of the hand. I can strip the weapon from the thumb. It has been actually exposed by the rotation of the arm and the negative body posture that we put him in the pass-through. So once again, DD-CD, up and down with the kick, borrowed balance, the double tap, the push and pull with the canoe, and the pass-through. All of that was in OKO Punch Counter number 2. Aloha and mahalo. Thank you much. See you guys later.